Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Office SRA 24/7, and I am here with all of you to discuss the very first session of Sankalp series. Yes, from 1st of August, we have changed our pattern of YT series. So we have introduced the Sankalp series, as you can see here, that will be available for all of you from Monday to Saturday, or I say Monday to Saturday. These sessions will be available for all of you, in which we are going to discuss the particular unit wise questions with the explanation. Now, why MCQ with the explanation? I am taking in my subjects in PPB as well as in Indian economy, Indian financial system. The reason behind it is that I am trying to give you the understanding of the concepts in the form of MCQ. So I am trying that we will practice a lot of questions about from each and every unit of your in the IE, IFS as well as for the PPB subjects, but with the explanation, so that you will know what kind of questions can be asked and you will know the concepts also in the form of explanation. Okay, so this is what I have introduced, or I am starting from today onwards, in which we are going to discuss the questions with the explanation of each and every chapter of your Indian economy, Indian financial system at 7:30 a.m. in the morning. Okay, so let's start the session. Before starting the session, I am your mentor Amanjot Kaur for Indian economy, Indian financial system as well as for principles and practices of banking, and this is our first session in which I am going to discuss the module A chapter 1, or I can say the unit 1 of your IE, IFS. With this information, I want to add one more thing, that you will be able to get the free PDF of the session on the Telegram channel. So what are the name of the Telegram channels? That will be available in the description of this particular video. So do check the description and join the Telegram channel to get this particular videos. Okay, so let's start the session, and this is the first class, first unit of module A, that named as the overview of Indian economy. And what I'm going to do here, I will show you the question, I will show you the options with the explanation. I will be explaining the question with the explanation, but I want each and every one of you to answer the question, and in the end of the session, do let me know how many questions you have answered correctly. So let's start with the first question, that is talking about, before that, I want to let you know about a certain thing of your subject. So first of all, this particular subject have 4 modules. How many modules will be there? This subject have your 4 modules. These 4 modules cover 45 units. How many units are there? 45 units are there. So we are going to have each and every unit every day discussed in form of MCQ with explanation. So we are starting from module A, and the first unit of yours is an overview of Indian economy, and the module A covers total 11 units here. Okay, so let's start the session, and we are going to discuss the question here. So first question in front of you is this: with policies pave the way for the positive economic outcomes and the higher GDP growth rates. So let's first understand what are these terminologies, then I will show you the options here. So the positive economic outcome means what? The positive economic outcomes talks about the positive economic indicators. It can be your per capita income, it can be your national income, it can be your employment opportunities, it can be your, let's say for example, GDP growth, it can be economic growth, it can be economic development, etc. So all the economic indicators which represents that how the economy is performing, and economy is performing is a positive sign, that is known as the positive economic outcomes. Now what is GDP here? GDP, gross domestic product, is the money value of all final goods and services produced within the geographical boundary of a country. So whatever the geographical boundary of a country is there, in that particular geographical boundary, whatever production you are doing, that is done by Indians or foreigners. Okay, the production that has been done by Indians and foreigners, doesn't matter who is producing the goods, but it should be produced within the geographical boundary of a country. Then only it will be known as gross domestic product, because we are talking about a domestic product. Domestic means that should be produced within the country. And the money value of this amount of production will be known as your GDP. So if the GDP is increasing, it means more and more production is happening in the country. If production is increasing, so does the employment is increasing, per capita income increasing, national income increasing, economic growth, economic development is there. And that's what the economic outcomes we are talking about. Okay, so the question is asking here, what kind of policy make this happen in the country? And the options you have here, first one talking about Hindu rate of growth, Second, talking about adoption of LPG policies. Third, talking about COVID-19 pandemic. Fourth, talking about Lehman collapse. So what do you think, which of the following policy helped us to have the positive economic outcome as well as the GDP growth? So now let's use the elimination method. What is the elimination method? First, find out definitely wrong options. Then you will easily able to find out the right option. You can see here, Lehman collapse. Lehman collapse was the global financial crisis of 2007-8. Okay, then if I'm talking about COVID-19 pandemic, can you say that the pandemic helped us to grow? Obviously not. As per RBI, I have told you about this so many times in my lectures also, that as per Reserve Bank of India, it has been said that India will take up to 13 years or the 13 years duration to overcome from the losses of your COVID-19 pandemic. And according to RBI, by the year 2034-35, we will be capable of overcoming the losses or overcoming the effect of the COVID-19 pandemic. So it's very obvious COVID-19 pandemic never helped us to grow the economy or to have a positive outcome. In fact, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have faced the negative growth. Only 2 services or sectors are there in which we have seen the positive growth. All the other sector has faced the negative growth. The 2 sectors was agriculture and the software services. They too got the positive growth. All the other was the negative. Okay, so it can't be the third option. Now, LPG policy adoption. Now, what is LPG? Let's understand the LPG. Liberalization, privatization, globalization is the full form of LPG policy. It was introduced in 1991 by the government of the country. Liberalization means to remove the rules and regulations and promote the liberal form to start the business. So with the help of liberalization, you are doing ease of doing business. You are making it happen in the country to easily start a business. Okay, and the license Raj, permit Raj and quota Raj was removed from the country because of the liberalization. So it gives freedom to the people to start the business. Privatization means to convert the public sector undertakings in the private ownership by selling 51% or more than shares to the private companies. That's the privatization. Because of privatization, Indian economy became the mixed economy. Okay, now if I talk about the globalization simply means to link Indian economy with the world economies. When you link the country with the world economies, what does it mean? It means export and import is allowed. Now your economy became open economy. That was the globalization. And it was introduced in the year 1991. Okay, and the first one is Hindu rate of growth. This Hindu rate of growth represents the low growth rate of the country. It represents the low growth rate of the country. It used to be represented, because now we are not using the Hindu rate of growth. It used to be there, which used to tell us that average 3% growth of a country is there. And that's a very low rate of growth. That's what we used to represent it with the help of Hindu rate of growth. Now, out of these 4 options, which of the policy gave us the positive economic outcomes and the higher GDP growth? So it can't be the COVID-19. We have already eliminated this option. It can't be the global financial crisis. Crisis will never help you to grow the economy. Hindu rate of growth, it's very obvious the low growth rate will not give you the higher GDP, will not give you the positive economic outcomes. So the only answer remained is B option. Because of liberalization, maximum business can be done in the country. Because of privatization, competition increased and the customer satisfaction increased. Because of globalization, we started producing more goods and started doing export-import. That helped us to create more jobs, to produce more goods, to increase GDP, to increase growth, to increase the per capita income, etc. So the right answer will be your B option, as you can see here. Okay, so right answer is what? It is the B option. So this is how you have to understand the concept. It's not like you have to mug up the concept. The way I have explained each and every option to you is the reason why I am doing is that only. I want you to study like this only. When you are studying any particular topic B, make sure you understand with the linkage of the other topics. Sorry. Next question, that is the third question, talking about the World Bank. So World Bank classifies economy considering the per capita income. There are 4 categories. The first category is low income countries, second category low middle income country, third category upper middle income country, and the fourth category is higher income countries. Okay, and the Indian economy falls under the category of dash. So first of all, let's understand something about World Bank. This is your question. I hope question is understood to all of you. Like World Bank divided the economy in 4 categories as per their per capita income range. So what is the category of Indian economy that has been asked here? Now let's understand this very carefully. World Bank is an international organization. What is World Bank? It's an international organization. It has 5 other institutions also who are working with the World Bank to eradicate the poverty as well as to reconstruct and develop the economy. Okay, so IBRD is also known as lending arm of World Bank. IDA known as soft loan window of World Bank. IFC is there. MEGA is there. And ICSID is there. So, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, IBRD, is known as the lending arm of World Bank. It provides loan for the reconstruction and development of the country. IDA, International Development Association, it is known as soft loan window because it gives the loan at a nominal rate of interest or at a 0 rate of interest. Apart from that, it also provides you what? Grace period to recover the loan or to pay the loan. So that's why it is known as a soft loan window. It gives loan to the public sector undertakings. Now, IFC is just opposite of IDA. It provides International Finance Corporation. It provides loan to the private enterprises, private companies or private sector. Now, it provides loan at a higher rate of interest. Then MEGA, Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, it provides you the guarantee to invest in a certain kind of country where there is a risk of investment. Like there are certain countries who are involved in the terrorism activity, who are involved in the money laundering. So you do not trust the what can I say? You don't trust the government of that particular country. So you do not want to invest in that country. But still, World Bank have a member of that particular, World Bank made that particular country its member. So it's the responsibility of the World Bank to develop that country, right? Or to help that country to be developed. So that's why World Bank provide a guarantee here of 90% with the help of MEGA, in which you can invest in that particular country, and if something happens, you will get your 90% amount return of your investment. Why World Bank is doing that? Because it is taking commission from you to provide the security, obviously. Now, ICSID, International Center for Settlement of Investment Dispute, it is ICSID, and it is what? ICSID, International Center, it is to solve or to resolve the disputes among the countries. Okay, that's what the ICSID. And they are the 5 institutions. Now, do remember about this World Bank. This is the concepts or this is the details regarding the World Bank. Now, these are the options. Low income, lower middle income, or upper middle income, or higher income. Out of these 4, what is the actual category of the Indian economy that has been given by the World Bank? That you have to answer here. What range or what name Indian economy has got? So the right answer is very good. It is lower middle income economy or lower middle income country India is. So as per the per capita income, it has been defined, and the range of per capita income for the lower middle income, it has been defined by World Bank between $996 to $3,856, or I can say $95 here. So $3,895, this is the range of per capita income for the lower middle income countries. Now, what is the India's per capita income? That's why India came among the lower middle income country. The India's per capita income used to be in 2019 $1,891. And that's why Indian economy comes under the lower middle income category of the World Bank. So do remember this range also. Do remember India's per capita income that has been given in 2019, $1,891. Okay. So right answer will be your B option. I hope it's clear. So I have told you everything about World Bank as well as the categories, the range, etc. I have told you. Now let's start with the next question. In the last 4 decades, India has faced the following major shocks. Now the last 4 decades, decades means the period of 10 years, is the decades. So last 4 years you're talking about, India faced a certain major shocks with that somehow affected India in the growth in the development. Okay, and the shocks that has been defined here, first is 1991 balance of payment crisis, second is 2008 global financial crisis, third is COVID-19 pandemic. So out of these 3 major shocks, which of the following India faced in the last 4 decades? So if you draw or if you have attended my classes earlier also, so I have already discussed about it. Right, I have already discussed about it that India faced the balance of payment crisis in 1991. In 2008, India faced the global financial crisis, and it's very obvious in 2019 we have faced the COVID-19 pandemic also. And all the three somehow affected the Indian economy in the growth. So the right answer will be D. Okay, so I know global financial crisis, you all know. The COVID-19 pandemic, you all aware about. Now, what is balance of payment? Maybe some people do not know about the balance of payment, so I will explain it here. So what is balance of payment? First of all, balance of payment is a systematic statement of all the economic transaction. What is balance of payment? Balance of payment is a systematic record of all the economic transaction between India and rest of the world. So let's understand that. It is a systematic record of what? Of all economic transaction. Economic transactions means transaction which are related to the money. Of all economic transactions between whom? Between India and rest of the world. So whatever money related transactions happen between India and rest of the world, that will be maintained systematically under the balance of payment. But for how many duration? How much duration? In a financial year. So whatever economic transaction happen between India and the rest of the world in a financial year, that will be systematically maintained by the balance of payment. And this is the balance of payment. So this is the definition of balance of payment. Like balance of payment is what? It is a systematic statement of all the economic transactions between India and rest of the world in a financial year. Clear? Now apart from this, let's understand in an example way also. For example, this is the country. This is India, for example. The circle is India, and India is having a certain economic transactions. Economic transactions means the transactions which are related to the money. That's the economic transaction. Now, whatever is outside the circle, that's the rest of the world. This is the rest of the world. Outside the circle, outside the country, that's the rest of the world. Okay, and India is doing economic transaction with the rest of the world. And what happens here? If I am talking about India is doing trade or economic transaction with the other country, it means certain amount of money India is earning from the other world. That's an inflow. India is earning a certain amount of money, or we can say the inflow from the rest of the world. Clear? Now that's the inflow. It means the earning, the income. And if I'm talking about the other part, that's the expenditure. Expenditure means the outflow. Expenditure means the outflow. So whatever inflow and outflow from the economic transaction of a country happened with the rest of the world, this all record will be maintained where? In the balance of payment. So that's why we talk about that balance of payment is a systematic statement of all the economic transaction between India and the rest of the world in a financial year, in which how much you earned and how much you spend it, that will be discussed, or that will be maintained as a record, so that when you make a foreign trade policy, you will be having a certain data to know what we have to change in the foreign trade policy, or in the taxes, in the duties, in the rules and regulations. So the right answer will be your D option, that all the three issues or the major shocks we have faced in the country. Next question. The low per capita income is mainly attributed to high level of dash. So the per capita income is here what? It is low. Okay, and what we want? Because of this low per capita income, there is a high level of something. Now let's understand what impact can be there if the per capita income is a low. Let's say, for example, per capita income is low. It means individual person, whatever they are earning, that's a very low income. It means it's very obvious unemployment is more. If your earning is less, it means unemployment is more. If people are unemployed, it means people will be poor. So poverty will be high. It's very obvious. Now, if you are unemployed, you do not have a money, you are a poor person. So if the unemployment is high, the poverty will definitely be high. Okay, and because employed, the production will also obviously decline, because people do not have money. They won't ask for more goods and services because they are not capable of providing the money. They are not capable of doing what? They are not capable of spending on the goods and services. So production will be low. And because the production is low, after that what happens? the GDP will decline, the economic growth will decline, the economic development will decline. All this impact will be seen because of this low per capita income. Okay, so you have to tell what will be high. High will be your unemployment, high will be your poverty, high will be your literacy rate. Apart from that, living standard will also reduce because you do not have money. How you can increase your living standard? So these are the impacts that can be seen because of the low per capita income, and the options in front of you are here. First, poverty, unemployment, illiteracy will be high. Poverty, employment, illiteracy high. Poverty, unemployment, literacy high. Poverty, employment, literacy high. Now you can know if the per capita income is less, it means people are not earning a certain amount of money. So how employment will increase? Obviously, employment cannot be increased. So B or D cannot be the right answer. A and C can be, but C is saying literacy will increase. If you are poor, you are unemployed, you don't have money, how can the literacy increases? So right answer is your A option. Your poverty, your unemployment and illiteracy will be high because of what? Because of the low per capita income. So the right answer will be your A option. I hope it's clear. Now, next. Contribution of which sector is maximum to the Indian economy? Contribution of which sector is maximum to the Indian economy? So we know CSO, Central Statistical Office, it divided the Indian economy into three sectors, that is primary, secondary and tertiary sector. And out of these three sectors, which sector contributes the most? So primary means agriculture, where you do the collection of natural resources. Secondary means when you convert those natural resources into the finished goods or the final goods. And the tertiary sector means the service sector, when you provide the invisible services to the people. And the contribution of which sector is maximum? It's very obvious. The tertiary sector has a maximum contribution in Indian economy, because around 56 or 53% of earning comes from the tertiary sector. So it covers, or it gives us, the maximum part of income in the country. Okay, next. So which among the following are not true in relation to the topic economic recovery dynamics post COVID-19? So this is a statement-based question. So in overview of Indian economy, when you study the whole chapter, you will find there that this chapter covers the history almost, or a kind of how Indian economy evolved and etc. that will be seen in the particular chapter. So on that kind of note also, the statement-based question can be framed. And this is the example for that. So the question is asking which of the following is not true in context to the economic recovery dynamics post COVID-19. So these are the three statements given to you. Out of that, you have to tell which of the following is what? Not true. So first is saying, regardless of second wave, so we have seen the three waves of COVID-19. The second wave was the deadliest wave, right? So regardless of the second wave, the economy's recovery in 2020-21 has been outstanding. Can you say that seriously? Have we seen the outstanding recovery in 2021? Obviously not. It can't be true. It is not true. Second is saying rural demand in particular rebounded after second wave, but the urban demand dropped. That's true. It happened. The contagion from the Russia-Ukraine conflict impeded activities beginning in March 2022, eroding and delaying the recovery. This is also true. So because of the Russia and Ukraine conflict, we have faced delay in the recovery from the COVID. So the right answer will be your only first, because it is asking about the not true statement, and the first statement is not true. Second and third is true. So the right answer will be A option. Okay, so these kind of history type of questions can be seen from the history part of your economy, because the economy covers two. If you are studying economy now, two kind of syllabus you will cover. The first part of syllabus is kind of a syllabus in which you will feel theories are there, like definitions and all you have to study. So go with the conceptual understanding for theories and all. The second kind of question you can see, that is data based, that you have to mug up, like this question. Question is asking, as per the Mr. Angus Madison database, India's share to the global GDP was dash in 1600. Now, this is the database question. You have to remember the data. You have to mug up the data. It was 4%, 5%, 23%, 33% that you have to memorize. So these two types of question can be seen. So out of these, what will be the right answer of yours? That what used to be India's share to the global GDP in 1600 AD, 5%, 10%, 23% or 30%. So the right answer here will be your 23%. At that time, India used to have the share of global GDP 23%. But when Britishers left us, it means at the time of independence, we dropped down to a very low level that was 3% only in the year 1947. Okay, so right answer will be your C option. Next question is talking about, according to Angus Madison, again the database question, India and China contributed dash of the global GDP in 1080. So this is what this you have to remember. Nothing is there to understand in the question. This is the concept. There is no concept. This is a data that you have to remember. Like how much contribution was there from the side of two countries, that is India and China, in what? In the global GDP. So it was 40.5%, 45.5%, 50.5% or 55.5%. Which of the following is correct? So the right answer is here 50.5%. Around half of global GDP used to come from India and China. So right answer is C option. Again a database question. Okay. Now this question is talking about a full form. So the abbreviation type of questions can be asked in a 0.5 marker questions. So you have to answer this also. What does GFCF stands for? And these are the options for all of you. The full form of GFCF. So it is related to your production. First of all, we are talking about economy. And when we are talking about economy, it means simply we are talking about capital or something, the funding or money. So the grievances can't be the right full form of G. We are not talking about complaining or something. We are talking about capital and all. So C and D can't be the true. A and B. Gross fixed capital formation can be true. Gross fixed currency frequency. Currency frequency? No. How you can gross fix the currency frequency? Not possible. So the right answer is gross fixed capital formation. Okay, we are talking about gross fixed capital formation. Now, what does this mean? Let's understand the GFCF. First of all, remember the full form gross fixed capital formation. It is also called the investment. What you can call that? Investment. It is what? It is defined as the acquisition. You are doing acquisition, you are taking over the produced assets. That will include the production of such assets by the producers for their own use minus the disposals. So it is the investment, or we can say it is as the acquisition of the produced asset. That will include your purchase of the second hand also, that you have included the production of such kind of assets by the producer, which they have producers for their own use. And you have to deduct the disposals that required to produce the assets for your own. And that is known as gross fixed capital formation. The capital formation you have done at the gross fixed level, that will be covered under the GFCF. Next question is talking about again a database question. India accounted for dash % of the global trade in 1600 AD but fell to the dash % in 1947. So this is about the global trade. We have just seen about the global GDP. What was the India's contribution in global GDP? This question is asking about India's contribution to the global trade. Okay, now you have to answer this question. Options we have here. 23.3, 33.5, 23.5 or 33.5. So the right answer here is actually at the time of 1600, India contributed 33% of the global trade. And here, at the time of independence, we only remained 3% of the global trade. Now you can see how big a difference it is. And the same thing I want to tell you here about the global GDP. Global GDP. So question will be same. India accounted for dash % of global GDP in 1600 AD but fell to the less than dash % in 1947. So the first dash will have 23% at the time of 1600 AD and at the time of 1947 it was 3%. So do remember these two values. In case of trade, we have 33.3. In case of GDP, we have 23.3 contribution from India in 1600 AD and the time of independence. So the right answer will be your D option. Okay, so these are the major questions that can be seen from the unit 1 of your module A, Indian economy, Indian financial system. Now let me know first of all how much score you got out of these questions, how much answers you have given correct. Now this is not the whole chapter, obviously. This is the only, we have done the 10 questions on a particular chapter with the explanation, obviously. So I hope explanation and the terms and the questions, everything is clear to all of you. But now this is not sufficient. So what about the rest? It will be continued here in the Mahapack 2.0. That will cover the whole syllabus in a very comprehensive way, in a very detail. Now, how to enroll in this Mahapack 2.0? For that, you have to go to the Adda 24/7 application. If you haven't downloaded it yet, so do download it and go to the JAIIB CIB section here, and you will find the October JAIIB 2023. Click here. You will find the Mahapack and the Sankalp batch 3 English medium selection is starting from 4th of August. So whatever batch you want to enroll, the process is same. What you have to do, just click on the particular product. Do read all the details. After reading all the details, just click on the buy now option. When you click on buy now option, you will get here the discount, that is 80% discount. Okay, and by using the code JC80, you will get 80% discount here. For additional 1% discount, what you have to do, you have to go to the Adda 24/7 application and you can use coins here and you will get 1% additional discount. It means total 81% discount will be there. Clear? So this is how you can enroll in the Mahapack. The same process can be used. The same process can be used for your batch also. Both will be available same. Now, if you face any kind of problem at the time of enrolling, so you can see this contact number has been given for all of you. You can contact on this number and ask for your query here. Clear? So this is the information for all of you. If you feel or if you face any kind of doubt in the particular session, in particular question, you can ask your question, you can ask your doubt in the comment section. I will be checking your comment and answering there. Also, these sessions will be regular from Monday to Saturday, only on Offices Adda 24/7 at 7 a.m. We are going to meet for principles and practices of banking, and at 7:30 a.m. we are going to meet for Indian economy, Indian financial system. So do not forget to join both the sessions at 7 and 7:30 a.m. only on Offices Adda 24/7. Also, if you're watching a session recorded, do let me know in the comment section how much you scored, because after checking your score, I will be able to increase the level of questions, because then I will be knowing at what level of preparation you are. Okay, and accordingly, we will increase the level of our question. That will be definitely helpful for you for further completion of your syllabus, right? And if you haven't downloaded the 24/7 application, do download it. You will get 1% additional discount as well. And if you haven't subscribed the channel Offices Adda 24/7, then do subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Also in the description, Telegram link is available where you will find the free PDF. So do not forget to join the Telegram sessions also. Okay, so thank you all. Take care.